Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
All right, so today, let's just try to eliminate some stress, if at all possible, and talk about how accurate these college admissions calculators actually are anyway. So let's get right to it. Applying for college is already very stressful. It's time-consuming and expensive to turn in application after application without knowing whether you'll be accepted. So this is where college admissions calculators can come into play. But before filling out your application, and of course paying the fee, you could potentially see whether you actually have a good chance of getting into the college of your choice. But are these college admissions calculators even accurate? What can you expect when you use one of these? Let's look at how these calculators work to determine whether they're a good gauge of what you can expect when applying for schools. First of all, what are college admissions calculators anyway? A college admission calculator is designed to take the information you provide about your academic achievements and then provide you with the chance that you'll be accepted to a specific college. Some items you might be asked to provide include basic demographic information like your religion, race, and gender, schools you're interested in and applying for, current location, potential major, ACT and SAT scores, number of times you've taken standardized tests, any AP exams you've taken, and of course their scores, unweighted GPA, high school class rank out of total number in graduating class, planned honors and/or AP classes, extracurricular activities, and even legacy status or a close relative who attended the school. Each calculator is a little bit different too, so it might make sense to use 2 or 3 college admissions calculators just to compare their results. And then once you provide your information, you can easily filter to find schools and see your chances of acceptance. And depending on the calculator, you might even see information about whether the school might be a safety choice, if you will, or whether it should be a first choice. All right, so for example, quick example here, you might input your information and check your chances for Harvard. The calculator might show you that Harvard has a 4% acceptance rate, but your chance of acceptance is like 3%. In that case, just forget about Harvard. On the other hand, you might compare those results with Penn State. The overall acceptance rate, according to the college admissions calculator, might be around 54%, with your chances listed at 82%. So you might decide you like those odds and apply for Penn State and go ahead and skip Harvard altogether. As a safety, you might also apply to a public university in your state or even a neighboring state where you have a 98% chance of being accepted. Are these calculators even accurate? Most college admissions calculators use an algorithm to determine your acceptance chances. They compare your information to the stats provided by various schools. These stats can include demographic information as well as information about average standardized test scores and GPAs. So some of the available admissions calculators include College Vine, Niche, however you want to say it, U.S. News College Admissions Calculator, Campus Reel, REEL, and collegedata.com. In general, the more information a college admissions calculator asks for, the more likely it is to be more accurate, more data, more accuracy type of thing. A lot of admissions calculators make fields optional, so you don't have to answer every single question. However, the more fields you leave blank, the less accurate your results are going to be. So the more details you can fill in, the more data the calculator has to compare with data provided by the schools. Remember, though, that none of these calculators is going to be 100% accurate, of course. They can only give you a general idea of how likely you are to be accepted to a college or help you identify colleges where you might have a really good chance of getting in. Tweaking your college admissions calculator answers. All right, college admissions calculators can be useful when determining which items are likely to be more heavily weighted. For example, a calculator that asks for extracurricular activities might help you see which niche sports can increase your chances of acceptance. So switch out your basketball preference and learn to play lacrosse, and you might boost your chances of getting into your dream school. Other items, like including a potential major, can offer deeper insight into what schools seek. That way, you can narrow down schools based on your interests and how likely you are to get into a program that matches your preferences. When using a college admissions calculator, it often helps to start inputting data when you're younger. That way, if you need to change course with an extracurricular activity or even retake the SAT, you have time to adjust. So suppose you wait until your junior or senior year to use college admissions calculators. In that case, they can provide you with a dose of reality about your chances of getting into your dream school. And that always helps. Should you give up based on your calculator results? So just because a college admissions calculator gives you some disappointing news, it doesn't mean you're completely out of the game. If you can make a strong showing in some other ways, you might be able to get into your preferred school anyway, regardless of what that algorithm says. Some more qualitative items that colleges consider include these things: your personal statement or essay. If you have a strong admissions essay or personal statement, a school might overlook some other items. By showing that you've overcome hardship or dealt with extraordinary circumstances, you might get past the gatekeepers more easily. Letters of recommendation. Maybe you have outstanding letters of recommendation from local luminaries. A recommendation from your mayor, well-known business leader, or a respected alumnus might just open some doors that would otherwise be closed. And the next thing is diversity. Some colleges prioritize bringing students from varying cultural, racial, demographic, and economic backgrounds. In those cases, you might be able to take a result that would mean a lower potential for acceptance and boost it. At the very least, some of these factors might lead to an interview at the school. So if you can excel at your interview, you just might be able to get in no matter what that stinking algorithm said. Depending on how early you start, a college admissions counselor might be able to help you as well. Well, for example, working with a college admissions counselor starting in 9th grade can kind of map out a plan of study, recommend extracurricular activities, and keep you on track. This can be especially helpful if you want to attend a competitive school. Bottom line, college admissions counselors can provide a baseline expectation for your likelihood of getting into a specific school. Some calculators might even provide filtered recommendations based on the information you provide. However, these admissions counselors calculators are never going to be completely accurate, as they don't always consider the influence of legacy and personal stories. But even if they aren't totally on point, they can still give you kind of a rough idea of whether it's even worth paying an application fee to a stretch school like Harvard. Depending on the situation, though, it might save you hundreds of dollars in fees. And that is our show for today. We hope it was helpful to you. If you have any more questions, you want to find out some more tips and tricks about applying to college, check out thecollegeinvestor.com. You'll find tons of information there. And even in our podcasts as well. We've done plenty of podcasts on college admissions, student loan debt, all of those things. You can just keep searching in our podcast archives and you'll find it. Plus, follow us. We're all over social media. Wherever you are, we are there too, for the most part. Just search for The College Investor. We'd love to get to know you. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.